Nelson. My life is poetry. This is called Hunger. They can't take away something you don't have. This, the bent philosophy of my father, who for most of his life had little or nothing of value to take away. They couldn't tap into our bank account, we had none. They could have taken the beat-up car we occasionally owned, but it would have been junked before the tow truck arrived. They couldn't take away our little rundown house and leave 12 kids out in the street. They could not take the pride we did not possess. They could have taken the shame. There was plenty of that to go around, but shame doesn't pay the utility bills or chip away at the debt at the grocery store. They could have taken our faith. We had mountains of misinformed Catholic bullshit to spare. But faith is ethereal and does not fill an empty belly or quench a little boy's thirst for rescue. This is called denial. The casting director calls you into a room. A handful of ad execs pay half attention. The director asks how you're doing, and you reply with the same stock answer. Doing great. The interview leads quickly into a personal interrogation. Where do you live? Silver Lake. Do you have any pets? No. Children? No. Married? No. Blood rushing to your head. Palms sweating. In a relationship? No. And you see your lovely man sitting on the deck, waiting for you to come home. He doesn't know that you've just erased him, that you planted a Judas kiss on the cheek of a stranger in the hopes of booking a commercial. He asks how it went, and you say, not bad, just an interview. They didn't seem terribly interested in my life.
Well, and my life is poetry. First poem I'll read for you is Tormented Child. Stop, stop. 6-year-old, toll-headed girl child screams. Please stop. Mama, no. Her words go unheard. The beating of her head against the wall, unseen. The verbal battle continues. Insults are volleyed to so-called adults. Serene black hair escapes from the bone hairpins, flowing down past her waist. Black eyes flashing, hands on hips. Hateful words from a beautiful Italian mouth, a mixture of Italian and English. Looking up and raising her arms to the heavens, she calls on God for help. She proceeds to call my daddy all sorts of things. Hillbilly, cracker, buffoon, and some real bad stuff that would make the nuns at my school fall on their knees and pray for her. The hurricanes here in the Florida Keys are no match for my mother's fury. I heard her say she could not give my daddy away, but she could pray that he could go to hell. In school, we studied forgiveness. I found out it was okay for her to cuss him out and make him feel bad. She could go to church on Sunday, talk with the priest, say she was sorry, say a few Hail Marys, Our Fathers, and maybe a rosary. Walk out of there forgiven and saved, a clean slate. Then Monday, she could start all over again. Run, Daddy, run! Next poem I'm going to read is How I Became the Person I Don't Want to Be. Who is this person? Where did she come from? How did she get here? I don't know her. Trembling, she attempted to pour a cup of coffee. More goes on the counter than in the cup. The peanut butter slides off the knife onto the floor, searching for the burnt toast. Looking for the peanut butter lid, she mumbles to herself, I know it's here. I just can't find it. Maybe I put it in the oven of the dog's dish. Her brain races to find the fears in the nooks and crannies of her mind. A pack of rats scurry to the vestry. Confused, insecure, anxious. Trouble concentrating, remembering or making decision. Who is this living in my skin? Where am I? I worked hard to become the woman I was. Confident, strong, mentally and physically. A deep sense of responsibility, trustworthy, steadfast, an informed decision maker, ethical and fearless. It was easy to be loving and caring, fun-loving, flirtatious and dancing. Where is that woman? Hiding. She peeks out once in a while, flirts, dances, gives her around, seems to be normal, doing okay. But then she is gone, back to the dark hole.
Tim Shea, and my life is poetry. Parisian love. We lie together in a small bed, looking down past the contour of his body. I watch him sleep in the reflection of the armoire's mirror. The scent of his love is intoxicating and fleeting, changing with the pink glow of dawn breaking outside in the cloudy Parisian sky. This moment, this intimacy awakens my heart, sowing seeds of love and affection which will bloom for years to come. Soon I'll get up, scamper across the cold floor in this unheated flat, down 2 flights of stairs, opening up to a busy Montparnasse street, to buy a warm baguette and cheese. But for now, I relish lying in his arms, captive to the enthralling charms of this Parisian love. The man I've become. The image in the mirror speaks back to me. He reminds me of the man I've become. Experience etched in my skin tells of heartache and mirth in my green eyes, a certain line of resignation across my brow, no longer so worried about other people's views. The most telling is my sly smile, an intimate knowing of my heart's secrets, provoking a little chuckle at the thought of the adventures creased in my face. Sometimes I avert my glance, not wanting to look back at that reflection. Most days, I welcome the conversation.
In my life is poetry. This poem is called A Low-Budget Fantasy. There is so much rattan furniture. I must be living in Thailand or Peru. On $10 a day in supreme luxury. In my fantasy house, the white baby grand piano faces out to a tropical garden. The monkeys and parrots get the jokes in my songs as I happily play and sing. Maria is finishing up in the kitchen, but no, she dare not interrupt me, announcing that her green, gorgeous, almost Art Nouveau lunch is ready. In my fantasy, my deliciously handsome lover does not appear until 4, to join me under the cabana for a nap. Well, first exquisite lovemaking, then a nap, followed by a nude swim. Did I mention the clear lake on our property, the miles of green grass, the scented groves, stray peacocks and wild lilies, and fresh salt smell of the nearby ocean? Might as well clip an orange orchid for dinner and make myself useful. For the party begins tonight at 9, and I trust all preparations have been made by my marvelous staff. Is 4 personal assistants and 2 gardeners too many? After dinner, the artists gather, laughing and talking. Then silence descends as the evening salon begins, with a flute solo and free-form dance. The boys look fantastic in long green loincloths. Their dance is followed by a poem, then a scene for two from a newly written script, acted out by exiled pros, and the sound of bongos and laughter sing down into the magical, flower-scented, erotic, tropical night. This one is entitled, Mary, I Miss You. Up at Mary's house on Coldwater Canyon, the pipes always needed fixing. And the downstairs toilet, well, don't get me started on that piece of work. But did I mention tree branches that had grown into the pipe leading from that same annoying toilet? Mary bought a water purifier that talked. I would be making her dinner, and just when Anderson Cooper was about to tell how many people survived a mudslide in China, Mary's water purifier would chirp in a high female robot's voice. Making clean ionized water! Please wait! Making clean water! And Mr. Cooper's voice would be drowned out. Mary was alarmed when her water bill shot up $300 one month, and soon the mystery was solved. Her gardener had left on one of the innumerable hoses that snaked up and down the hill behind her house. One more thing. Mary was always worried. The garden needs to be watered, she said often enough. And now that dear Mary has passed away, the only one watering her garden is God.
I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight to join us. I also want to thank Pam Forrest, the invaluable support we have at the Gay and Lesbian Center, who helped us coordinate classroom reservations and made this all happen. The staff at the Department of Cultural Affairs. I also want to thank Kubi for the flowers that you're going to see at the reception. Also, I want to thank the volunteers who volunteered their time tonight. That would be Jonathan, Mark, Stephanie, Race, and Nathan. I would like to thank Ian McKinnon for the video that you saw tonight, as well as videotaping this evening. Jenny Walters for the portraits. A special thanks to Zach in the booth tonight for the tech help. And I also really want to thank the students. I think this is an amazing group, and to let you know that So during a thunderstorm, we had a class during a thunderstorm, and the electricity went out, and everyone wanted to keep going. I thought that would be the end of the class, but everyone found it so valuable what they were doing that they wrote with just the light from the skylight, because there was no electricity here at the village, and they wrote. And I think that the dedication and the passion that they feel for it definitely shows in the poetry that you heard tonight. So I want to thank all of them. And I want to invite you to join us in the lobby for refreshments, and you can talk to the poets, maybe have them sign your program. And I'll be teaching a workshop soon, so if you're interested in that, please see me after that. I thank all of you for coming, and let's give a final